Hi everybody, welcome to Daily Deco. It is Monday, so this weekend was the. It's not that bad if you have a positive attitude. So this weekend just gone. Obviously, it was DEMA. A few things caught my eye at DEMA. The first thing is sort of Fourth Element. So for those of you who don't know, DEMA is the sort of American dive show, sort of expo, where a lot of the brands kind of release their sort of next year's sort of prototypes and ranges so that people can see it, and then it will be sort of available for sale, hopefully at some stage next year. A few that caught my eye. So Fourth Element, they released a whole new sort of range of bits and bobs from a 7mm thick Xenos. So the Xenos is the more sort of everyday kind of wetsuit, a little bit easier to get in than their Proteus, and they brought out a 7mm version of that. Also a expedition backpack. So their expedition range of sort of duffel bags, they would look like the North Face kind of bags. They're sort of big, like heavy,
you might
like
say they're
tarpaulin.
A bit of a copy of one.
But they're in sort of funky orange and kind of really bright electric blue kind of colours. But now they brought out a kind of a 60-litre backpack version, which looks very cool. New styling on their gloves. So their gloves are sort of finely changing. They used to have that kind of ripple sort of pattern all over them. By the looks of it, it's changing. You're still getting that grip on the palm, but less so on sort of the rest of the glove. And a whole range of new sort of free-diving wetsuits as well. And a few other bits and bobs. They were just the ones that sort of caught my eye. Scuba Pro also had some cool new bits and bobs. They announced a new version of the G260, which is carbon black tech. So like what they did with the A700, they've given the G260 a carbon fiber face to it, which is very, very funky. But they've also given the body of the second stage. No, to be honest, that was always black. But they've given the body of the first stage a Mark 19, which is like a diaphragm version of the Mark 25. Sort of black PVD coating. So yeah, this is quite cool, quite sexy. I always liked the G260, but now they've of course put carbon fiber on the front. It looks very cool. They've also made a lot of tweaks to their sort of technical range. So a very new. It's kind of a traditional design. It's not quite as out there as like X Deep, but yeah, they've definitely tweaked and had a good long look at standard backplate, and they've changed it in a lot of quite interesting and quite obvious ways, like giving it a grab handle. You can have color kits as well now with the same sort of monoprene that you get on the Hydros Pro. You get monoprene that now goes on your stainless steel or aluminium sort of backplate. So they're quite cool. New sort of spools and reels and bits and bobs. That was about it. I mean, the usual sort of new pockets and sort of bolt snaps and stuff. They've all had a sort of slight upgrade. A new inflator as well, a K-style inflator. That was one thing that a lot of techie divers were quite sort of not worried, but it was something that they sort of noticed on Scuba Pro sort of technical wings. They all had sort of Scuba Pro's balance power inflator, which isn't a K-style inflator, and it's quite hard to make them change their minds. So Scuba Pro had brought out a K-style inflator with sort of big blue buttons on it. Yeah, it's obviously a digital show sort of this year, so you can sort of dip in and out. It's very weird. I mean, dive shows are always kind of hustle and bustle, and you get the whole sort of environment. Now it feels a lot more sterile. So you're just sort of going to a website and just kind of clicking around. The website isn't the easiest to navigate because I went to sort of one place looking for pardon me, sort of new dive equipment, but I just found a very generic sort of brand page with like one product, and thought, oh, okay, well, that's it. And then I did a bit more digging around, going sort of to other places of the website, and actually there's loads of new pieces of equipment. So yeah, if you do decide to sign up, you can get a free ticket, or at least I could. and that gets you into sort of certain parts of the dive show, and you can sort of have a look around. But yeah, I do recommend keep looking at all the different kind of areas, because there is more information. You just kind of have to look around and find it, to be honest. But yeah, it's a digital dive show. It is what it is. Yeah, the odd sort of video presentation as well, which are always quite interesting.
Cool, man. And if you want something cooler, you have the Kendal Mountain Festival. They're releasing their schedule now. I think that's gone live. So if you want to watch some cool talks about adventures, mountain stuff. I think there's actually some scuba diving stuff in there, because I was trying to find some bits for it for the Daily Deco, but there wasn't too much. Their water section is very small. Very small. It's more mainly about adventure and your mountain climbing and stuff.
Yeah. Not really their demographic, I suppose.
Not at the moment. I'm sure it will be. Scuba diving, attaching scuba diving to that, or scuba diving coming into that world, that'd be well cool. So yeah, if you don't want to look at boring scuba diving products and boring bolt snaps, you have the calm down, Mark. You have the. I
always have one close to hand. My emotional support bolt snap. I might make that a hashtag now and a t-shirt.
Oh no!
Emotional support bolt snap.
Why did I poke the bear? Why did I keep talking about bolt snaps? You should know, Shaun. Yeah. Anyway, that's cool, man. Are you gonna Is there gonna be like a Demas special video? Do you reckon further down the line? Have I just thrown you in that?
Maybe. I'm just writing down emotional support bolt snap.
I'm trying to delete it as you type. It's not working. God damn it.
Maybe, yeah. I'll just have to, because there's nothing that gives you a really good picture of the new equipment. They're tiny little thumbnails. So actually, it wouldn't be worth it, because again, it would just be me describing a stainless steel backplate, and if you can't physically see it, then it's not really that great. So maybe, I'll ask around the brand, see if they have any sort of decent images that we can upload, and yeah, we'll do like a Dema breakdown of sort of what has arrived. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome, man. There is two things I would like to mention. Obviously, today's episode is sponsored by our very own Teespring store. Get 15% off, but we'll talk about that more about that later. That's that one out of the way. And the next one is obviously when we kind of came back to the channel nearly a month ago. Is it about a month? It's about a month now, I think.
Probably.
We started uploading again. Obviously the Friday feature did disappear, and that was a very nice time slot. So if you obviously on YouTube in your subscription feed, you can either show videos, you could show community post, or you could show both. So depending on obviously what you guys have got your settings on in your subscription bar. What basically, long story short, is the Friday feature is kind of coming back, but it's more of a retro Friday feature. So I'm going to be showing some of our older videos in there. So every Friday at 2 p.m. GMT, British time, one of our older videos will be going live over on there. So yeah, just if you don't have the notifications, or if you don't have on your subscription bar, yeah, just try and change that. So then, yeah, then our community tab is shared, obviously in your feed, or if not, just click on the community tab on our page as Mark slowly dies, coughing to death. But yeah, so I thought it'd be nice to share some of our older videos, because obviously every day we have new subscribers, and some of our old stuff. There's some really they're all amazing videos.
Yeah, and you can watch it again. You can watch it more than once.
As I say, I did a little test on Thursday. Thursday I released the I just put the why you should go ice diving video on the community tab, and it got an extra 600 plus views. Yeah. It actually showed up in our little 48-hour top videos window. So yeah, and not to spoil things, but there are some cool ones that I'm glad to repost and reshare with you. The Guess Who game is coming back.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to push that video. It's on like 2,000 views now. I think the last time I pushed it, it was on about 1,800. So that is coming up. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm working on that, which is pretty cool. That's about it now.
Okay. Yeah, so jumping into sort of underwater news. So the first one is that otters can sort of help save the world in more ways than one. So the first one is basically how sort of otters are helping with climate change. So basically, what they found, they've been studying sort of otter movement patterns and whatnot, and basically, years and years ago, in sort of one place, they removed a lot of sea otters in sort of one particular area. But now, sort of years later, they've discovered that actually the whole ecosystem in that area has just gone down the toilet, basically. And what they basically sort of worked it out as is that the sea otters, they'll dive down and they eat sea urchins, and then they do their otter thing. But if the otters are removed, then the sea urchins are just kind of left there to do their thing. And what they do is they basically destroy a lot of the seagrasses and a lot of the sort of marine sort of plant life. And without that plant life, of course, everything else kind of dies. So yeah, these otters are actually doing an amazing service, and yeah, we need this sort of plant life for photosynthesis and all that kind of stuff, but also for sort of carbon storage, and yeah, so otters, man, don't befriend your humble otter wherever there are. Yeah, wherever you have sea urchins, yeah, you need a good sea otter. But also they're combating sharks. So this news story broke a few days ago now. It wasn't quite exciting enough for me to put in like that day's news story. So it is a few days old. But yeah, photos of a sea otter eating a shark, basically. Now, it's not really a toothy shark or anything. It's not like a great white shark.
White. No, it wasn't a great white. Little otter.
That
would be amazing.
A whole team of otters just bringing down a great white shark. But yes,
we all thought the orcas were the apex predator. It's actually otters.
No. Yeah. Oh dear.
Sorry.
So this is a horn shark. So it's still in the shark family, but it's not really that kind of apex predator. But yeah, no one has ever seen anything like it before. A few images came up. The first one is just kind of like just hugging the shark on the surface, which is quite sweet. But others, it's like hugging it with its teeth, which are less kind of cute and cuddly. Yeah, otters, man, they're branching out. They're getting, I don't know, desperate or
no. Well, yeah. The thing is, though, so the shark that they had is apparently it's rare in some areas. It's quite a rare shark. But everyone's like, oh no, the otter's eating a rare shark. It's like, well, no, the otter itself is saying, look, there's still these sharks here.
yeah. there's still plenty.
There's obviously loads down there, otherwise the otter wouldn't have found one.
Yeah.
So they're helping out with climate change, and they're letting us know that there's still some rare sharks in the water. I mean, granted, because they have their hands on them, they're a little bit rarer now.
Yeah.
But
oh,
they're helping.
Otters, man. So yeah, they're helping us sort of combat climate change, but they're also maybe decimating some rare shark species.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what would be awesome if otters they were the apex predator of a lionfish? I've got to try and figure that out.
Yeah, that would be quite handy. I think they're normally on the west coast, whereas lionfish are on the east coast. Yeah, nothing bad just happens if you pick up an otter and throw it in the wrong ocean.
Yeah, they're cute.
What's the worst that could happen?
Exactly. In 10 years' time, when we've got too many otters, we just need to get something else that attacks otters.
Oh,
preferably something cute and fluffy.
Yeah. Today's episode of Daily Deco is sponsored by our very own Teespring store. I had a quick look through the Teespring store and kind of made some changes to that, which Shaun doesn't know about quite yet. I know. So yeah, we do all sorts of merchandise on there, from t-shirts to phone cases, socks. We even do like a what are they, like snoods or something? One of those like neck gaiters, face masks for going out in public nowadays. You name it. We do all sorts of bits and bobs. And right now we're offering you 15% off of your order if you use the promo code Daily Deco at the checkout phase. So basically what they do is Teesprings, they don't make anything until you place an order. So all you have to do is go through the website, find a design that you like, choose whether you want it on a t-shirt or a sticker or whatever it is, choose your color, choose your size, and then as soon as you place your order, Teesprings then start making it, and then they ship it directly to you. So it's very very efficient, very eco-friendly, and quite global way of sort of doing it. Are you looking for the changes that I did, Shaun?
No, I'm just crying. How dare you? I don't want to look. I don't want to know what you've done.
That's fine. But yeah, don't forget Daily Deco is the promo code, and that's all one word. That will get you 15% off of your offer. The next news story is, so basically the UK. No, let's go back even further. So a lot of shark species are obviously caught as bycatch in a lot of fishing territories, and one that has been sort of particularly sort of overfished is the Mako shark. But of course there are plenty of other species, and the UK recently tried to sort of create a new sort of legislation that basically said that you're not allowed to do this sort of type of fishing in this area because we're getting sort of a lot of bycatch. We're sort of decimating the shark species, and the European Union just went no, and they blocked it. So they basically said, oh well, if we did have this new sort of law or whatever it is, rule, then it would be a detriment to the fishing community, which kind of, yeah, that's the whole point of it. We're trying to stop these species from being fished into extinction, but yeah, the EU they basically looked at it and just went, you know what? Oh no, it's. So, I mean, the headline was, Brussels has defied ministers from several states by blocking the creation of a law designated at protecting an almost extinct species. They said the EU placed short-term fishing above all else, which is
a-holes.
Yeah, it's just, oh well, we'll just keep doing what we're doing.
What's the worst that can happen? We'll just wipe out an entire shark species.
Yeah, it is bonkers.
Right. So my plan, Mark. What we need to do, we need to kick out January 1st, 2021. We kick out all the European boats out of our waters, so that you're not allowed to fish here anymore, which means they cannot in our waters at least, they cannot fish for the shark. Then we put an underwater speaker in, and we get someone who can talk shark, and then we just go, hey Makos, come over to our waters, mate. You won't get fished, it's fine, come over here. And then we can do a bit of shark tourism with Mako Sharks. That's how we make our money.
Yeah, they're pretty quick. I don't know how we'd sort of catch up with them and just go, oh, there.
Well, we can. No, what we'll do, we'll just put some like weights on them to slow them down a bit.
Oh yeah, that'll help.
Put like little underwater parachutes to stop the drag, or give them the drag. Sorry.
Well, we had that when whenever the first Brexit or even the second Brexit was supposed to happen, because it's been pushed back so many times. They had those super trawlers in sort of British waters, and they're like huge container freight sort of vessels that literally catch fish at one end, they freeze it, and then they like can it all in one place. And
wow.
And yeah, they were just, well, this is our last chance, so they just sort of swooping in, just kind of trawling as much as they can, because they thought it was their last chance. So I can definitely see that happening again, if Brexit ever does happen in January.
It probably will do.
Yes,
it'll be like a no deal. I don't even know, mate.
Yeah,
this year's just been too depressing.
Yeah. I mean, I think the most that we can do is just kind of pressure and just sort of go online, sort of build awareness of this kind of thing, and try and get them to sort of try it again. Maybe change some of the sort of wording so it's a little bit more appealing for them. But something definitely needs to be done. We can't just be. Yeah.
Why can't they make nets that have shark shapes in them, so then they can just swim straight through?
Yeah, just big holes for the sharks to swim through.
Yeah, like in a cartoon when someone runs through a wall.
That's it. They're the perfect, yeah. Fine by
serious.
Me. Yeah. And our final news story is the release of a new book that has come from a world-renowned sort of cave explorer and sort of underwater explorer, Stratus Cass, and yeah, he's kind of compiled. That was a join of the word compiled and combined.
Good work.
Ironically, Good work. all into one word, which kind of works. So he's gone around all sorts of different sort of underwater explorers, from Jill Hynarth and sort of Becky Kagan Scott, and all sorts of different sort of world-renowned divers got their kind of. Their stories of basically when stuff goes wrong and then sort of breaks it down and sort of put it all into one book, which is called Close Calls. So I don't believe it's been released yet, but it is for pre-order. Yeah, so December the 1st, 2020, the book's going to be released. So you can buy it from his website. I'm sure it's going to start sort of moving out onto sort of other online retailers. But yeah, it's just a good sort of breakdown of sort of different types of scuba diving incidents, how you can sort of prevent them from happening, what to do when you're kind of in that situation, and breaking down all sorts of different sort of scuba diving incidents, but at like really extreme kind of levels, at like sort of the sort of most professional and most extreme. Cool. So yeah, an interesting book, something for Christmas maybe. Granted, yeah, again, it's a little bit dark because it's all about scuba diving incidents. My sister, when I started diving, she one Christmas, I can't remember the name of the book, but yeah, it's all about scuba diving accidents and incidents, and you're like, oh. Thanks.
I really wanted to read this to put me off diving.
That's it. It's an interesting book, and yeah, but yeah, it's a little bit dark at times.
Oh, bless. That's cool though.
Yeah,
it's something to learn from.
Yes, that's it.
And it just proves no matter how good you are at diving or what sort of public image you have, you'll make mistakes.
Yeah.
We'll make mistakes.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I
haven't. I'm not in the book, so I've made no mistakes.
The way that he explains the books, he says if high-profile divers and dive industry leaders were willing to share their own mistakes and lapses of judgment, many of which nearly cost them everything, it would help rank-and-file divers realize that they are fallible and subject to similar errors, and hopefully make them safer divers. Another book that I actually listened to this year was Jill Hynarth's book, because she did an audiobook version of that, and I was listening to that when I was sort of walking the dogs, and yeah, lots of kind of incidents and sort of things that happened to her when she was sort of cave exploring and whatnot, and yeah, you just think, ooh, yeah, next time you're in a similar situation, you kind of think twice and go, ooh, I've read this one. Let's make sure I have a positive outcome. But yeah, the book shall be available for sale on the 1st of December, but it's already available for sort of pre-sale on there. Yeah, on their website.
And apparently
Pre-order.
the book is made out of shark skin.
No, I'm sure it's recycled paper.
It better-
It'd be cool if they could turn it into an audiobook. I've gotten really into audiobooks for walking the dogs.
It's because you're lazy.
Well,
you should
yeah.
read a book and walk the dog at the same time, Mark. Come on.
But I keep tripping.
Man up. Come on.
Well, I used to just listen to the news when I was walking the dogs. I mean, you just kind of like
depressing.
Yeah, it got a bit depressing, so I got into audiobooks.
Oh man.
Yes.
I listen to audiobooks, but my audiobooks are Mr. Men.
They're interactive, and Dora keeps asking you. So
Oh dear.
swipe and no
dear.
swiping. Okay, guys,
Let's end it. Yeah, let's go.
That's it from the news. As ever, if you have any sort of interesting underwater news stories that you have found in your research, or if you've done anything interesting, then let us know down in the comments below for a shout out. If you have any questions, comments, queries, whatever, let us know again down in the comments below, and we'll put that in Friday's Q&A, where we basically elaborate on your sort of questions, just because it's a little bit nicer than just a typed response, because you can't really get the full picture from just a paragraph of text. Sometimes it's nicer just to sort of explain it verbally. Yeah, don't forget Daily Deco as your promo code on our Teespring store. The link will be down below. Yeah, thank you for watching, and of course, safe diving.
Stay classy, scuba divers.